I'm going to give you context to the video I'm about to show you. I'm sitting here on my walker, planting my little seedlings, and often I listen to things related to the court case, anything I can, while I do other things, because I'm trying to have a life beyond just the hips. And this was the hearing held yesterday in front of a 3-judge appellate panel, talking about basically J&J wants to say that one of the trials, the verdict should be thrown out, that shouldn't be, considered valid, that shouldn't have been held in Texas, and they weren't agreeing to that, and just get out of it. And I'm listening to it, and it's an interesting argument. And one of the appellate judges says, yeah, but what are the lasting, they were talking about the pain and suffering awards being so high and punitive damages. And Ken Starr, who's arguing for the plaintiffs, is like, because it was proven to the jurors how egregious and horrific what the company did was. And the judge is like, okay, well, I know they had to have revision surgeries, but beyond that, they can still walk, they can still play golf. And I burst into tears, because it just shows at least one of the appellate judges has absolutely no idea what the pain and suffering. It's almost a funny term now, but it just shows. The word obtuse comes to mind. These products were marketed toward young, active people. In many cases, a lot of the people I know were young, active parents, and that means we had small children. And then when the company began paying consultants, i.e. bribing surgeons to tell us that the hips were fine when we were all suffering, that delayed our revision surgery and extended the suffering of not just the patient, but the offspring of the patient, that the kids that many of us were trying to raise. So I can't reach this judge directly, obviously, and I'm just a chick sitting out here on my walker doing a little gardening, but a lot of people are too embarrassed to put out there what the hips have really done to them. And I don't care, because what they did to my family was so awful that I have no shame in being here without makeup, middle of the day in Texas, and saying this was awful. And so anyway, this is when I heard that on the audio recording of yesterday. I just was like, nobody has any idea. So anyway, brace yourself, because it's real, and I'm a horrible actress. This is real.
What are the lasting injuries? The lasting injuries. Huh. The literal thousands of memories my kids had or will have of what their childhood was like because of these hips. And I might be able to walk someday, but you can never fix that for them. God. Give them back at Christmas morning with a mom who can walk. give them back a childhood without fear that that's just what life is just some company screws you over and it just ruins your life and your college is never paid for and she loses her career and her reputation and all those people that lost their marriages because you just get tired of dealing with this sick person. Like, lasting injuries on a freaking walker. 46 on a freaking walker. Doing my gardening. I never got to skate with them. I never got to take walks with them. We couldn't go to the beach anymore because we had to instead pay for surgeons and doctors and medicines, and nothing worked because it was the hips, and they paid freaking surgeons hundreds of thousands of dollars to tell us the hips were fine, which delayed me from getting revisions 4 years. Dr. Matthew Eric Heinrich, as I sat in his office sobbing, why can't I walk? I had this big surgery. Why am I? And said, I was in a wheelchair. I was in so much pain. My husband went with me. And I say, why can't I freaking walk? And Johnson & Johnson is paying him over $700,000 that year alone to tell me the hips are fine, or to continue to promote the use of metal on metal hips, i.e. dissuade me from getting a revision. There goes 4 years of my kids' childhood that could have been what it was not. So forgive me for breaking down when I hear, yeah, but what are their lasting injuries? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a decade of my life. It's a decade of my life. And I was in my prime. I'm in my prime. And I'm on a walker. Because I can't stand long enough to put a seedling in the ground. Wow.